Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome two beautiful fat sons of bitches, Coaslo Castro, Fats the Assassin, and this is episode 9 of the Prime Podcast. Hello, Mr. Fats. How are you today?
Yo, what's going on, Coast? How you feeling, man?
I feel great, and I have a bone to pick with you, mister.
What is that, sir?
This is the problem, see? Since you tell me 6, which is really 7,
Uh-huh.
I ate dinner, and
Uh-huh.
now I'm gonna shit my pants. And I put that in the world, and I hold you personally responsible for it.
Well, how fat were you just now?
Well, see, my wife, she made baked ziti
Okay.
with the various cheeses, which don't agree with me.
Uh,
It had mozzarella cheese, ricotta cheese, sausage, meatballs, and pasta, the big ziti
Oh,
noodles.
you like to chow down on the sausage? Is that's what you're saying?
Well, she chopped the sausage up into small little bite-sized
Uh,
pieces
okay.
because I won't have no full sausages in my baked ziti or in my mouth for that matter.
Oh, none, no full size sausage straight to the face. None of that.
No, I don't do the phallic foods. I'm sorry, it's not my thing. I keep far away from dick-shaped foods.
Well,
It's just, always as a rule of thumb.
my thing is, how could you be a Sicilian and be lactose intolerant?
Well, it's just basically from overdoing it my entire life is what happened. And it's not I'm not lactose intolerant completely. I when I eat the ricotta, like heated up cheeses, they just
Uh-huh.
want to slide right, they come in the front door of the club and then they sneak out the back. They do the Irish goodbye.
Oh,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay, gotcha.
Sometimes they don't even tell anybody. You know what I mean? They're just like, "All right, we're leaving." And
Oh,
that's that.
and then you have to apologize to your wife about the laundry.
Nah, if I ever shit my pants, I'll hide it from her. I don't need her knowing about that.
Oh,
She's got enough shit to judge me on already. Like I can't throw shitting my pants in the mix of that. It just would be a terrible look for this relationship.
yeah. Well, think about it. Have you ever uh like crop dusted her in the bed?
Crop dusted her, dude. At one point, I was going to fucking Judy's on Lexington, across from it's like 100 and I'd say no,
Yeah.
it's probably like 98th Street. So I would go there every day and get a fucking pork sandwich, which would wreak havoc on my asshole. And that I understand why the pork is bad, but now we did that.
Uh-huh.
I did that every day, and then I threw Cheerios, which turns my guts into a fucking nuclear bomb.
Yeah, because
And
that's all fiber right there. You know what I mean?
dude, I did not even want to be in that room with myself. And I Dutch ovened her. Like this was this was before marriage. This was like seeing this was really the test to see if she could endure what this relationship had in store for her,
Right,
and she passed.
right,
She passed that test, and I don't know, I know, it's been a while since then. I should probably turn it up a notch and see what else we can do and
right,
have her
right,
pass.
right.
But
Well, because she's gotten complacent now. You know what I mean?
she's used to it. She knows what's gonna happen to my asshole.
Right.
You know, and now my dog is getting a real rotten ass in her old age. I'm sure
Really?
this is exact. Yeah, Honey is been fucking dude. Honey could take out a room, like
Wow.
eh, like it's bad, like real bad. It
And
smells worse than me.
wait, she'll just like drop a bomb on you guys, and you got to deal with it. Is that what you're
Dude,
saying?
she just lays there. She'll just be laying there in the living room, and she'll fart, and she'll start looking around the room for reactions and shit. She's like, "Let me see if these motherfuckers can tell the brand." She starts looking around like, "Oh shit, it's
Now,
fucking."
have you ever been blamed for honey?
Hey, yo, when this first started happening, my wife looked at me like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Yo, that's not me. I'll own up to my brand. I'm not a fart denier, bro. When I fart, when I fucking shit, I let a motherfucker know. I will never deny my faults. I'm proud of them motherfuckers.
Right.
Either that or it's like I just, I'm not. Why deny it? You know what I mean? I'm here. This is what happens.
Yeah, but
So
it's a natural bodily function. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who we kidding over here?
it is natural. I think it's more unnatural that I've been with my wife for fucking 8 years and I've never heard or smelled her fart.
Right. Well, you know what?
So
Consider yourself lucky because I cannot tell that tale. I think that sometimes my wife takes my flatulence as an open challenge, and she has to get me back. You know what I mean?
I'm
No.
not on your wife's good side, so I'm not talking about this at all. I I
You are,
I call Fats's wife today Mrs. Fats, ignoring the connotation of well, I'm just like, it's not my fault your husband named himself Fats.
well,
I'm not saying you're fat. I'm saying you're Mrs.
listen,
Fats.
that that was a slippery slope because all women want to, they don't want to be known as fat. You know what I mean? See,
Nah, I hate
we're proud. Hey, didn't I tell you that whole thing started because my son like disrespected me this morning. Like, why would he do that?
I mean,
I thought he loved me. I thought he looked up to me and everything else, but he thoroughly disrespected me this morning. And I
I
couldn't.
don't take it like that. I think he just has 20/20 vision, and he's seeing it for what it is. You know what I
Oh man,
mean?
I came out. I woke up. I was on my way. You know when you got to take the morning piss, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
take those.
and that's like emptying out your whole left leg. You know what I mean? So I went in there and I'm finishing and I wash my hands, and come out. And he meets me at the door and he's like touching my belly, talking about, Daddy, your body is so jiggly. Like, whoa, whoa.
I my son at this point, like, I walk around my house with no shirt on basically all day long. I That's just my most comfortable way to be
Of course.
because my wife likes to keep the house at 1,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm not with it. So I just don't have a shirt.
Well,
So
she's a petite person, so she doesn't walk around with the built-in heat that we do.
yeah, but then sometimes, like, my room gets so fucking hot, and she'll be like, "Okay, it's hot." Oh, like, and then I'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna open the door because we got those two glass,
Right.
whatever they call it."
Yeah.
So you swing them open, it's like there's no wall there. I'm
Right.
like, "All right, I'm gonna open the door and let the fucking air come in." She's like, "I don't have pants on." I'm like, "So who fucking what? Who It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Who's coming up here to look at you? You have a blanket over you."
Right.
It's like the blanket is gonna take care of that.
Right.
I don't know what she thinks. She's gonna just get, fucking forget that she's like has no pants on and take the blankets off and sleep with her asshole up in the air. And then my son will wake up to find that. That'd be awkward as shit, I suppose. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you don't think that'd be a little bit traumatizing to the kid? You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Uh,
I mean, shit. If you were gonna start off looking at them things, that's a nice one to see.
hey,
But
I really liked your post today.
yeah, which one? I made a few.
I like the post that you and your wife would show these ladies a kind of a
Oh,
service.
oh,
You look the pictures over and then get back to them. I like that.
yes, I didn't consult my wife on that, but I figured. Hey, see, this is the thing though. I'm in this WhatsApp chat with all the dudes I work with and shit. And yo, half the shit they just be dropping naked bitches in there, and
Uh-huh.
then the other half the time it's dudes getting their head off. Now we're in a obviously you know it's dominating the news story. It's all Corona shit,
Right.
but I'll be like, look at this bitch sucking that fucking hog, and she'd be like, ah, you're disgusting. So I just figured if I could collect more content from a different place, what does it matter where it's coming from? You want to show, I'll show. Maybe we'll talk about it. Cause I see bitches in there and I'm like, yo, could we fuck this bitch? And she'll be like, oh, that bitch is nasty. I'll be like, oh, well, like I found a few that she was like, all right, she's hot. But, I don't know.
Hey,
It's
well,
never,
at least you have that type of relationship. I mean, I took my wife to a Mother's Day concert last year, and Ashanti was performing,
ooh,
and
she's fucking gorgeous, bro.
she had like the tightest most provocative outfit in known to man on, right? So
Yeah.
I, again, like there's like saliva on my shoes. I'm salivating so much, you know what I mean? And my mouth is gaping wide open. And then I feel like the heat wave of the eyes on the side of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what do they expect, though, you know? That's
I
natural.
I, I mean, hey, listen, it, it was a good concert. I mean, just the mere fact that this woman is the age that she is, I'm sure that she's either
What
40.
age?
I'm sure that she's close to, or she's 40, right?
Nah, she's gotta be, like,
Oh
I don't know.
boy, you're not good at this. You're not
Hey,
good at this.
Siri,
You're not good at
how old
this.
is Ashanti? Alright, 39 years old. Boom, technology.
See, so didn't I say she's close
Yeah,
to
she
or she's 40, right?
right. I mean, yeah, yeah, but that could go either way.
So
I
here's
there's
so here's my thing. My thing is she is like built like a brick. Oh my god, a brick
oh, dude,
house, my man.
in the past few years, it's better than it was back in the early 2000s. I'm seeing pictures on
That's
Instagram. I'm
that
like,
that that's my
"Oh,
point. That's my point, my friend. I
shit."
saw it live, and the thing about it was, I had to cut my exuberance short. You know what I mean? Because
Never.
I forgot who I was with.
You can't do that.
You
You
remember
gotta let it know.
you remember Homer when he saw like sweets? He was, you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do remember.
that's what it was, man. It was like that.
You remember Joey from Blossom? Whoa.
Yes, exact. Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Just like that. You know what I mean? But we made a pact last week, you and I,
You and I
and
must
and we
live.
said that we were not going to spend another hour on coronavirus this week.
N Nope, now we're just gonna have it. We're both sniffling and coughing.
Well,
Yeah, nah, I don't wanna do that.
yeah, we made a pact that we would not subject the primates to another hour of corona talk. We are too inundated in the press with all of this disgusting fear based news, so we're gonna move away from that.
You are a fear monger. Um, yeah, so I was talking to Jerry Robinson
Okay,
about possibly coming on tonight, but I haven't heard back from him, so we'll probably get him on at a later episode. Yo, you know who else we're gonna have on the podcast? I don't
who's
think I told you this yet.
who's that?
Fucking Demux. I was talking to Demux. I was like, "Yo, would you come on the podcast?" Because he does his own podcast.
Yeah, he's like
Uh,
40 something episodes in. He does his own thing, a running podcast.
yeah, the craziest shit is that there was a time.
Shout out to my brother Demix anyway.
Yeah,
Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for real. Shout out. He's printing fucking masks now and donating them to like the local hospital and fire department and shit on a
Yeah,
3D printer.
yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, I want to talk to Demix because me and you could learn a lot from Demix because there was a time when Demix was fatter than both of us, and now if we stood next to Demix, we would both be
Well,
significantly fatter than him.
I would tell you this. It to learn Demic's secret, there is no secret. It means that
Nah,
we have to. It means that we have to get out there and run. My man
yeah,
runs. He's a
basically,
runner, man. He's ran the weight off, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a beautiful baby girl, and I can't wait to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think that'll be a good podcast. It's not. I don't want to ask him what to do. It's just the one thing I've always had fucking trouble with, and I say it a million times, is that fucking willpower, man. It's that like they just shutting down the voice in your head that's like you could eat the cake today. Like and doing that for like consecutive days in a row. Is there any tips on that, Demix?
Well,
Huh?
to be honest, and and this is like I tried to tell you before. The main thing, and this is from me losing a bunch of weight myself. The main thing is like you can't look at it as it's not a diet. It's a change. You got to change your whole entire way of thinking, and that's what
Yeah.
that's the part that's not easy because especially like when you go to the store and you buy food and everything. Human beings are creatures of habit. We do everything out of habit, you know?
Yeah, I'm in a habit of eating like shit for a long, long time.
Well, what have you been snacking on in this quarantine time?
Bro, when I went I've gone since this happened, I've gone to, the supermarket twice, and now I discovered an alternate option, which I think everybody on Long Island should do, and I'll get to that in a second, but I would be in the supermarket, I'd be like, "Alright, I need 6 loaves of bread. I need fucking I need 12 boxes of cereal."
Right,
And then, granola bars, cookies, all this shit where it's like I fill up the cart with all this nonsense,
right,
and the kids like to eat that. My daughter is a fucking cookie monster. But
right.
at the end of the day, I'm sitting there with all this shit. I'm like, I gotta eat this food before it goes bad because we're on a quarantine. And I just find myself eating like shit all the time. The one thing that's saving me right now is that, I used to fucking order out 5, 6 times a week, dude.
Right.
5, like, and I haven't done that. We ordered pizza one time, and after I ate it, I felt like I sucked an AIDS dick, and I'm just like, nope, like never doing that again. It's like that regret that it must feel like to blow a dude in a fucking bathhouse if you're a fucking 19-year-old gay dude, where it's like, what did I just do? It's 1988, and you're at Jones Beach, Field 4, and you just sucked an AIDS dick. That's what it felt like to me, and I've never done that before, but I could only imagine. It was like, was this really fucking worth it? Like, and Domino's to boot, because my wife and my other wife were upstairs, and they were like, let's order pizza. They were like, we want shitty pizza, let's order Domino's. I'm like, all right. But I instantly regretted that, and then I ate it for 3 days after, because we ordered fucking 4 pies, and I felt like, all right, I already went down that fucking road. It's not going to kill me twice. So, but yeah, no, I've just been eating like dog shit. But now, instead of going to the supermarket, which I'm never doing again, I'm going to my wife's uncle's store, and I place an order, and then my wife's cousin runs it out and puts it in the trunk, and that's that.
Where's the
They
market?
make
Where's the market?
it's in Plainview on Old Country Road. It's called Cravings, and they make dude, every time we go to a party and he makes the food, it's just the most delicious shit you could imagine.
Right,
He prepares food like if you don't cook, you could get a tray or something, you could get whatever.
right,
And he also has meats, he also has cold cuts, breads, everything. So it's because it's like like an Italian market, sort of like they make pizza, they make sandwiches, and they have hot food, and they also have groceries. So I feel like that's the best way to limit my exposure, is to just go there and fucking get delicious food and not worry about it.
right,
I got everything from him. Eggs, like he gave me the eggs in the fucking the carton that the fucking restaurant gets them in without the top.
right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't just give me the shit. Like this is not just for me. He'll do it for anybody. They're selling food. This is how they do. But
How much
it,
is it? How much is it? Like, is it affordable or is it like
no, it's not crazy. He's not trying to beat anybody over the head. Obviously, the prepared foods are going to be more. But it's nothing crazy.
Right,
To me, for it is a few dollars more. Obviously, it always is when you go into a smaller place like that. But to not expose myself, I would pay twice as much.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I went into those stores, bro,
Mhm.
and people are just stupid, and I don't want to get into it again. But that's what I'm doing.
You know,
Like,
my wife. I had been the one going to the store and like picking up the odds and ends and everything else, right? So every time I would come from the store, I would like have this attitude, like, yo, I want to kill someone. And my wife was like, what's the matter? I was like, yo, people are so crazy. Like, you're in the aisle, you're about to get something, and somebody will come and just stop right next to you. Like,
yeah,
dude, do me a favor. Get the hell away from me. You know what I mean?
yeah, get all the way the fuck away from me. I would be in there, and I'd see people in the aisle, and I'd fucking jam on the brakes and be like, turn
Yeah,
the fucking cart around.
exactly.
Fuck
So
you.
so
I don't
so
care.
so she goes to Stu Leonard's to get some things for her mom. Because my mother-in-law needed a couple of things, and the older folks, you want to keep them in the house. Like, when my mom needs things, when her mom needs things, we go out and get them and we take them to them, right?
Right.
All right. Long story short, she comes out of Stu Leonard's. She feel like she's ready to kill someone. Why is that, babe? Oh, because you're standing in the aisle and someone wants to come and like reach over you or stop right where you are. And I'm like, exactly. You're like, it's like, listen, my social barriers, my barriers have increased to 6 feet, asshole. Get away
6
from me.
feet. I want a full fucking aisle. Go
Well,
on the other fucking part of the store.
I'm just saying during this whole thing, it's supposed to be 6 feet between people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah. It's still a fucking mess. It's gonna get better before it gets I mean it's gonna get worse before it gets any better from what I understand. But
Right.
yeah, man. So on to the happy stuff we were talking about. And that's blowing dudes in gay bathhouses and all. I don't know why my mind would feed off that comparison, but I think it's because that is the worst possible thing I could imagine
Right.
is catching AIDS. This is sort of the only thing I could attribute this to. The way the media hyped that back then and the way this shit is hyped now, it's like, damn,
Yeah,
son,
yeah, but you know what the crazy thing about it is that if you catch AIDS today, it still has a longer shelf life than COVID-19.
for real. And if you could remember being a kid in the 80s, it's like that shit was like you got it and you were dead. Like same shit though. Is what they're talking about. It's I don't like it.
Well,
Anyway,
well, we behind the scenes, folks, Coast and I were talking about binge watching certain things that are in like trending right now.
yeah,
So
like
the first thing that I went to go binge watch was the Tiger King Joe Exotic.
rawr,
Oh my
yeah.
god,
So did it live up to its hype that I had told you it did?
man! You know, I was like blown away by the fact that the guy that produced this stumbled upon this from doing a story on someone else. He ended up finding this guy and was starting to do like a documentary on the guy and everything else. Like this whole thing was like it just kept steamrolling and becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger thing. And there was so many layers and nuances to it. It was so crazy. Every time it was another character introduced into this thing, I was like, what is going on here? Like seriously.
Dude, when I explained it to you and when I explained it to my boy, we had that conversation like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I told him the Tiger King, and he was like, "What's that?" And I ran the storyline to him. I was like, "This flaming gay dude owns a zoo that
Right,
he put together himself in the middle
right,
of nowhere,
right.
and he sings country music, and he wants to kill this lady." He's like, "Yo, that sounds crazy. Who wrote that?" I'm like, "No, it's a documentary." And he's like, "What?
It's a
How?"
100% real. 100%.
I mean,
Yo,
I
you got the other dude, the Florida guy who's like the Tony Montana big time drug dealer that got the exotic animals and the armed guards. That guy.
oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
got the
that
late
guy was a G.
you got the lady that he wants to kill, who's his arch enemy, who she's trying to shut all the rest of them down, but she keeps tigers and she's doing the same thing that they're doing, but she's like doing all this thing to shut them down. He's trying to get her killed. She's possibly a suspect that have murdered her own husband. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what is going on here?
Everybody hates Carol Baskin, bro. Everybody
Hey
hates that
yo,
bitch.
and my man Bagavon, the OG pimp dude with the chicks over there. Oh my
I
goodness.
I have to think, like, if I was in the tiger world, that'd be me, that guy. That guy was fucking cool as a cucumber in the shade. He had, like, 8 wives and shit.
Yeah, he's riding around on an elephant. You know, he's just like, I was like, this guy is something else, man. But it was just so crazy, man. How the whole story. This guy had a husband that was hooked on meth. You remember the whole the meth mouth husband
Yeah, I do remember him.
that ran off on him after he impregnated the secretary. like the receptionist there, and they ran off together and had a kid together. Then he has this other young kid that he's messing around with, and he offs himself. It's like, what the heck is
Bro.
going?
I mean, like, besides that, the fucking the lady guy, lady whatever, I don't know how she what her pronoun was, but the chick dude that fucking got her arm bitten off by the fucking tiger.
And she was
Eh,
back to work. She was back to work like 5 days later. She
did
got a
you see how fucking Joe Exotic put on a fucking a fucking ambulance driver jacket and
yes,
hopped into
yes,
action?
yes, yes. That was
He's like,
crazy.
"Yo, I'm an EMT now."
Hey,
What the
and,
fuck?
and my man saying, "Oh, I'll never financially recover from this. I'll never." Are you kidding me? Are you serious? You thinking about money right now? Oh
Bro,
my
that
goodness!
dude was wild fucking stupid. Like, he was the dumbest fuck on earth. If you think about it. Now, you didn't finish this yet, but, obviously, you could see where the storyline is going,
Of
right?
course, yeah,
But, like, he hated Carol Baskin,
right,
and, like, he would be like, "This bitch killed her husband and fed him to the tigers," and all this shit.
right,
But he was the dumbest fuck on earth. If you think about it, she was smarter than him.
dude. He
Like,
ran for the governor of Oklahoma.
why are you running for governor while hiring fucking hitman to kill Carol Baskin? You stupid bastard. He's in the fucking tiger park like Yosemite Sam shooting off his fucking gun.
Exactly. Yeah.
What year is this?
Yes.
1922? What are you in the fucking OK Corral, you dumb bitch? What the fuck? This dude, this was the great. I'm gonna rewatch it. It was so good. Like,
Yes.
it's so bad that it's good. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But I I told you this earlier today. I told you this earlier today. I said that no human mind could think this up. Like there's nobody that's that brilliant to think up a story that's this deep, that has this many like characters that are so off the wall. Like that whole realm of like big cat people that keep these big cats. These people are all insane, all of them, every last one of them.
Yeah. I mean, the normalest guy was the guy with the 2 fucking legs that got fucking cut off or whatever. He had to
Well,
have
no,
amputated.
he had a zip line accident. He fell off the zip line and landed on his feet, like standing
Yeah.
up, and shattered his feet. Like,
He
wow.
rocked them t he rocked them legs for a while too, the little fucked up legs, and he
Yeah,
that
yeah,
finally I had to
yeah,
just get him taken off. And, like, when I first seen him, I was like, "Which one of these tigers got a fucking belly full of legs
yeah.
right now?"
That's what I thought. Obviously, that's what I thought. I was like, oh boy. I was like, when you got a double amputee working at a tiger zoo, that doesn't even look right at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, first, before they even mentioned that the chick got her arm eaten by the tiger, I was like, "Which tiger ate this bitch's arm?" I knew it happened. Like, what the fuck, dude?
But
That shit is
this guy. Now, this is nothing like I don't want the LGBTQ community to get upset with me, but this guy was like a drug taking, gun toting, flaming, flamboyant gay boy.
he had that Tyson, like, attitude to him. He's like, "Imma fuck you till you love me."
Yeah, but this is my thing. It's like he wasn't even like your typical gay guy. Like he was like so far from what you expect when you think of a gay guy. It's like, dude, are you serious? Like this guy was
Yeah.
like off the wall, and I was just I was blown away. Matter of fact, I told you I didn't go to sleep till like 5:30 in the morning after like binging this thing. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. It was worth it though, too, right?
Most definitely, most definitely. So then I also watched the McMillions. You told me about the McMillions. I watched that.
Yeah.
And my man Uncle Jerry was a gangster. He was a gangster, you
Yeah.
know?
Uncle Jerry, not I mean, obviously didn't, think that he would get caught, but, you know, he went for it. He took a shot. You know, that's half the fucking battle.
Yeah, but you know how he got caught. It wasn't because it wasn't it he got caught because The
He
other
got caught
Jerry,
the same way everybody gets caught, the same way fucking Joe Exotic gets caught. You what did Snoop Dogg say? "I do my dirt all by my lonely."
right?
That was Snoop, right?
But here was the thing: it was that freaking. It was the other Jerry, the fat Jerry Colombo. Him,
Mhm.
his mother, ratted the whole situation out. That's who ratted the whole thing out.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Not
Yeah.
I mean, like, they saw it already. If they didn't, fuck. But that's what always happens. That's why I mean, we could cross-reference the Tiger fucking guy again, and Carol Baskin is the ultimate G. She fed her fucking husband to the tigers,
Right,
and that was that.
right.
And she's out here tigering, and Joe Exotic is gonna die of coronavirus in prison. God forbid.
Well, here's the thing though. At least he's in a place where you know he'll be able to find love.
I mean, I don't think that Joe is gonna be the top in that prison. That's I think he I think Joe likes to do some fucking. I don't know if he likes to get fucked because you see the way he turns these little boys out. Yeah, I don't know how many dudes he's turning out in prison, but,
Yeah, but he was like taking in like all of the people that like just released from jail, people that were homeless. Did you see like the living conditions he had these people in?
bro,
Paying,
they were living in shitty little trailers and eating out of fucking garbage meat that they'd be like, "Ah, the Walmart truck is coming." Let me go
right,
through the
right.
fucking scraps, like, "Oh, look at this."
Yeah, and they were eating like the scrap meat that they were supposed to have for the tigers. You know what I
Shit is
mean?
disgusting, bro.
It was so crazy, man. The total he was paying them people $138 a week. And this is like we're in 2020, so they started this in 2015. In 2015, he was paying
Yeah.
these people $138 a week.
Could you imagine making $138 a week?
No, I couldn't even imagine making $138 a day. You know what I
That
mean?
was there was a part 2 to that, and having $150 a day crack habit. How
No,
do you fuck
no, that wasn't crack with them. That was meth. That was
meth,
meth.
meth.
That was meth.
Maybe the meth maybe you just buy a bunch of meth for $138 and you could smoke all week and just eat tiger scraps.
Right,
That's what's
right.
definitely happening.
Yeah, but they were working like 12-hour days talking about, oh, we're such a great family and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, this guy, like, it was crazy. But
Yeah, that shit was definitely fucking nutty.
yeah, so,
And,
what have you been watching, sir?
Sesame Street and, 90 Day Fiancé. I watched the Sesame Street because that's all my daughter wants to watch, that and Minnie Mouse
Right,
Boutique,
right.
and my wife is on, 90 Day Fiancé on TLC, and it's fucking is also worth watching. I watch on TLC all the time. My favorite show on earth, which is basically a mirror into the future for me, is My 600 Pound Life. And one day we noticed this fucking show, and dude, what this the thing we're watching now, it's called Before the 90 Days. It's my 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So it's like they meet up with the person. All of these people are like just weirdos that want to get married. So they try to import their wives from some other country. All
So
right.
wait,
So
so
there's
wait.
this one.
That's the 90-day fiance thing. They import their wives from other countries.
They meet their significant other online. They arrange a marriage. They go meet them before the 90 days begin because you can get a visa that allows this person to come to America,
Uh-huh.
and once they get here, they have 90 days before they have to marry you or go the fuck home because their visa expired. So
Ah,
so
okay.
this is all the shit leading up to the 90 days. Most of these people are not gonna make it past the 90 days. But, so you see these fucking these just because imagine where you'd have to be at, mentally or how desperate you would have to be in life and how in need of, companionship that you must be to decide, "I'm going to get myself a wife online, sight unseen. I'm gonna go fly over there try to stick my dick in her a little bit, and then bring her home and fucking marry her
Wait,
nightly.
so there's no like mail order brochure or anything like that?
I mean, there's a vetting process, and it's different for all of them. A few people on this thing are up with the times, and a few people are actually like, youngish, attractive people, kind of our age, and they just meet somebody online and they end up falling in love with them, and they're like, they don't. There's a few of them that were sort of regular people. But
Okay.
then there's people on there that are just completely fucking weirdos from America
Right.
that go to Russia or they go to like the Philippines. This one dude, and I hate to call him a weirdo because I was on his live the other night with him, and he was very nice to me. So shout out Big Ed from my 90 Day Fiance, whatever the fuck it's called. He's a fucking sweetheart of a man, but he's 4'11", 250 pounds, and he's trying to court this woman from the Philippines who shows no interest in him
Right.
at all, and he just treats her like a princess. And it's so fucking cringeworthy to watch where it's like, "Oh, my man Ed. Come on, Ed." He takes this bitch out shopping and opens his wallet and she starts going in his wallet, handing the fucking street vendors from Philippines, which is probably her fucking friends,
Right.
his money, and she's like, "Keep the change. Keep the change." And he's like, "Yo, dude, you got to watch this shit. This shit is mad entertaining, bro.
Wow. What
It's
what
crazy."
what what channel is it on? Do you know?
It's on TLC. I watch it. I watch it on demand on TLC.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. Because I'll go wherever it is. I'll go on demand and get it. That's the beauty of
yeah,
technology these days. We can just go on demand and watch whatever we want to watch. You know.
that's pretty much all I do because during prime TV usage hours, it's not my turn. That's all it is. So if I want to watch anything, I have to wait until everyone's asleep.
Right.
Which then, once everybody's asleep, I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna chill out and talk to myself, listen to some music. There's a new Pearl Jam album. I don't know if you remember Pearl Jam.
Yes, I do.
You
Are,
so
are
I had
are you realistically into Pearl Jam?
I ordinarily no, but since I need to do every and anything to stick shit in my head that isn't this bullshit that's going on,
Right.
I listened to the Pearl Jam album.
Okay.
and
Okay.
and I was like, all right, because they had a couple joints back in the day, so the name recognition is there for me. I know who Pearl Jam is,
Right.
and I'm like, all right, let me check this out, and it's not so bad.
Right.
It wasn't so bad. I don't know if it's gonna get a finish from me. Yeah, I didn't quite finish it, but it was pretty good.
I saw a couple of articles where they showed people trying to return toilet paper that they hoarded.
Nah,
Dead ass.
that ass B.
Yeah.
Was it used?
No, like stuff that they bought that they have like a surplus of, and now that the supermarkets and the big stores are starting to carry, like you can find toilet paper now. Like it's not a big deal. Well, it's still like
Oh,
not as it's not as bad as it was before. The
you
main
better
thing
tell
that
that
you still
to.
the main thing that you can't find right now is Lysol. You
Yeah, I
can't
can't
find
get that. I
you
don't
can't
have that.
you can't find Lysol, you can't find Lysol wipes, you can't find none of that. The other day I went to Ace Hardware and they had hand sanitizer that they had just packed out. So I grabbed two and I went back the next day and it's like it was never there.
I mean, that's the way it is. The couple times I've been to Stop and Shop, they could just close that fucking aisle. There is nothing in it. Nothing. Bam.
Right, right, right,
So I had to drive an hour each way to my father's house to get fucking toilet paper and paper towels. Even though I had toilet paper, I had no paper towels. But he was like, he goes to Costco during senior citizen hours,
right,
and he's like, I got you a couple packs. So whenever you're ready, you come take a ride. So
right.
I headed over there, and I got myself a. I don't want to brag or anything, but I got a couple rolls of TP, shorty. So you ain't doing nothing tonight. I could wipe your ass.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad because let me just tell you, like, if you catch corona, the toilet paper is not saving you. You know what I mean?
Nah. Yeah, people are fucking stupid, bro. But yeah, um, it I hope it returns to normal soon. I don't have very much Lysol.
Right.
or I have a little bit of Purell on like a keychain Purell dispenser that we've been passing around.
Right.
All you need is a few drops.
Right.
But, yeah, no, so none of that stuff I got, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I've been winging it, you know?
I
Just I
I
try not to go crazy.
I was gonna send you this article. But the last time I sent you something, you told me you hate me, so I didn't want to send it to you.
Right. You don't understand, bro. I gotta keep my head in the game
Right.
because I don't like I like to be able to do things even though I don't do them, if that makes any sense to you. Like,
Right.
I've been basically home since December with my back, but I can go to physical therapy. I could go get something to eat. I could
Right.
go to the store, go to the mall if I had to get something.
Right.
And now I can't do shit.
Right.
And I hate that. And that I don't like the feeling of like, oh, you can't do that now. And that's your favorite thing. And now you have no more favorite things.
Well, there's a couple that just had twins in India, and there was a boy and a girl, and they named them Corona and COVID.
Yeah, I made that post on Facebook about I can't wait to see the first people to name their kids after this dumb shit.
Yeah.
And then some chick sent it to me on there. She's like, I just want to show you this. It was bound to happen. It was
Well,
bound
they were the first ones to do it.
in
So
India or in the world. In
in the world,
the world.
yes, in the world, Craig. But
In the world. Yeah.
so I mean, as far as all of this goes, I'll tell you what. My wife brought up an interesting point. She said to me, and I don't know why she thinks of these things, but she brought it to me and it made me think. She said, "What about people that were in abusive relationships before this and now they have to be quarantined with the person that abuses them?"
Well, they have to leave, and I think about it every day, but I'm not strong enough to.
Right.
That one flew over your
No,
fucking.
I was waiting for you to keep going. Actually,
No, I mean, my wife, she's very mean to me. She treats me. She if everybody, my wife is 100 pounds.
yes.
I'm sitting here before you, 240 pounds. Uh no, but no, I feel you, bro. It's got to be hard, like especially like for people that were like on the outs in a relationship, and
Right.
then this shit happens. But you got to just leave. Then you got to go
Yeah, but where
deuces
do you
mama.
go? But where do you go? That's the thing.
You go to your fucking I mean, hopefully you got family, mother and father, or sister and brother. That was always my go-to when I was in a shit relationship.
Right,
I
right.
guess I'm going back to my sister's house. But now it's also, it's a weird time with that, people might have germs. They might not want you in their fucking house.
Exactly. That's my
I don't
point.
want nobody here.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, listen, how did Studio B get created?
That's right. I don't fucking you shouldn't wanna be around me either. That's the whole fucking point of this shit, and
Right.
it's like, you know I don't know. I see people that still don't get it. They think this shit don't apply to them, but I don't see them in person, so I just see them
Yeah, but
online.
the craziest part of this whole situation is that, you know, we're in a situation where we're on top of each other and like we're discovering like I'm in the house with my family 24 hours a day now, you know?
Yeah.
So you're starting to discover things that you didn't really, like there were times that I got alone time. There were times that they got alone time just away from me. Now you don't have that. So it's like you have to now rediscover one another, you know?
I still have, the golden hour, as I refer to it in my brain of my body after all these years of waking up for work in the morning,
Right,
I can't sleep past fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm tossing by 5.
right,
So I get up, and my wife and daughter and son, I wake him up about 7:30 to get his school shit together because they have remote classes starting at 8. But my wife and daughter will stay in the room until fucking 9 sometimes, 8:30, like,
right,
and I'll go out and sit in the car. That's when you see me going live,
right,
driving around in circles.
right, right,
I'll go, I'll sit in the backyard and drink coffee and talk shit on the phone with Sean
right.
or whoever, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only time where it's like, I'm sort of by myself,
Right.
or late at night when they fall asleep, and I'll come down here or I'll sit in the living room or something because I need that shit, bro. I'm a certain type of crazy where it's I need to be alone sometimes.
Right. Right.
And I don't, if you don't get that when you're this kind of crazy, it makes you crazier.
Right.
I don't know if that happens to you.
Well, I mean, for me personally, it's that my hours are crazy. My work hours
Yeah.
are crazy. So I'm used to being up when they're asleep and asleep when they're up. And just like it's like very, very seldom that the two schedules arc together where we're together. And
Yeah.
when that happens, we, I have a lot of time that I'm just like doing things on my own. That's why like my wife is always like, "Oh, you just go out and you shop on your own and everything." I'm like, because I'm always by myself. You know, I'm only here like on the weekends with them. But now this whole time of being quarantined and everything else like that, it's like now you start to catch up on all the little things. Like I didn't even know how vast my son's vocabulary was until I now have been sitting down having all these conversations with him. And I'm like, yo, it's scary sometimes because the kid he's gonna be 4 in 2 days. And it's like the things that he tells me, it's like mind-boggling sometimes. You'll see. You'll see.
Believe me, motherfucker, I saw. My son is 13,
Right.
and we've advanced to now he makes Twitter profiles
Right.
telling people that he's 29 years old, and he just fucking lies about every dude. When they're that age,
Right.
he fucking just dead up lies about shit. I told him straight up. I'm like, yo, I don't want you on Facebook. I don't want you on Instagram. I don't want you on Twitter.
Right.
There's a reason why there's an age restriction on all of those apps. And I'm not like super dad parent guy, but I don't want, first of all, one of my biggest concerns is we have the same fucking name. Okay?
Yeah.
So you go online and make a dumb fucking joke with your stupid fucking friends, and if somebody Googles my name and it comes up, like I don't want to be a part of your shit.
Right.
I don't want people that from my world dragging you into anything. Like the same reason why to this day I'm not friends with my wife on Facebook
Right.
is the same reason why I don't want my son to be on fucking any of these platforms just advertising he's Phil Castro.
Right.
He's not. I am, bitch. You fucking Junior. You need to change your name to Junior Locastro. That's what you are because I don't want you out here doing what you're doing. He's always up to some dumbness, and I catch him multiple times, and then he goes and makes different accounts because his group of friends are just they run like they're just a lawless pack of fucking heathens. So
Well, think is there any comparison to you at 13 with him?
See, this is the thing. I mean, times were way different when I was 13. Dude, I drove a car when I was 13. I
O-
smoked cigarettes. I had a job.
Okay.
Like, so
But
he is,
I'm talking about the general attitude of, running with a lawless pack of whatever anything goes type of people.
I can't call it, honestly, because I mean, yes, there was that element of shit, but it was sort of a necessity for us. I mean, my mother wasn't there. She's my mother, but my older sister Nicole was in charge of us.
Right.
So automatically, she's about a year and a half older than me. So I ran with her friends that were anywhere from her age to a year to 2 years older than her.
Right.
So I'm 13, and these kids were driving, smoking pot, fucking selling drugs, whatever. I'm getting into all that shit. So when I was acting lawless, it was out of necessity. Nobody gave a fuck. I wasn't trying to hide it from anybody,
Right.
but I had to do what I had to do at this time.
Right.
Now, we're talking about my son who lives a life of extreme privilege and has had everything handed to him. He's 13, he can't cross a fucking street. I'd love to be able to blame myself, but there was multiple instructions for me and him whether it be on foot or on a bike or on anything. I've gone out with him hundreds of times and he still can't fucking do simple shit that, like I said, when I was his age, I had a fucking job and a fucking pack a day cigarette habit.
Right.
So it's like how are we of the same, like, we're not the same. Like, these modern day problems that these kids have are not anywhere. I mean, you could align them with shit that we did, but it's still different. There was real life kind of complications. I mean, not complications. What's it called when you do something wrong? Like
Consequences, consequences.
there was real life consequences to the wrong shit that we did.
Right,
Like now, it's just like they obviously if they cross those lines and do dumb shit, they'll have those consequences too. But they live in a world in the palm of their hand.
right. You
It's
know
like
what?
so.
I always say this too, because it's the same thing in your house. When you're whenever your son has to go anywhere, how many cars are outside?
This, I mean, where I live, well, for me, I own 3 cars, so
Okay, what I'm saying is the same thing. In my house, the teenager is super spoiled. Oh, can you just take me here? Can you just take me there? Why? Because she looks out the window and there's 3 cars sitting there. You know what I mean? The point being is you hit the nail on the head. Is like everything is given to you. Everything, like, what is the main thing that you break my chops about right now? My phone, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yes, people, he breaks my chops on a daily basis about me upgrading my phone.
Oh, it's been a few days. Stop it.
So anyway, uh the kid comes to me and wants the 11 Pro Max. And I'm looking at my phone like, wait a minute. So I would go out there and buy that for you, and I'm using this, is what you're saying. You know? And the thing about it is that they want these things, but they don't even want to earn these things because everything is just given. It's like, oh, well, you know,
Well, that dude, that's the thing about my son. My son has an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch, an iPhone 10,
right,
uh, 2 iPads, one that he locked himself out of, one that was given to him by school.
right,
Now, I took everything away from him.
right,
All he has now, he doesn't he can because he gets in so much bullshit trouble on these fucking devices,
right,
and he doesn't do his schoolwork or he doesn't wanna do his homework or study or whatever.
right,
So, it started off no video games on the weekend, but I can't take anything away from him anymore because the fucking school issues him a goddamn iPad to do his work on, and then I can't be over his shoulder at all times.
right,
So I tell him, "Do your work, study your shit." He's on a group chat, he's playing fucking some app with all his friends, talking. What the fuck is the difference if he doesn't have his Switch or his Xbox or his PS4 or his iPhone? What's the difference? Different screen.
right,
What the fuck?
right,
So it's like I can't even reprimand him properly because now the way technology is now, the whole curriculum of school, even before this bullshit, was on his fucking iPad.
right.
So what do I do? Take the school iPad away?
Yeah,
No.
she's got a Google Chrome. So it's the same thing. It's that, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to say, oh, you can't you can't go on this and you can't go on that and don't be on YouTube and don't be on Snapchat or Instagram and everything else like that. So if I'm not standing right there looking at the screen, who the hell knows what she's doing?
Dude, they think we're so fucking stupid too. They think we're so dumb. Yesterday when I caught this Twitter shit, I go, all right, go get your iPad. I make him plug the iPad in the kitchen when it's bedtime, right on the counter there by the fish tank. I'm
Right,
like, plug the iPad in, and as he's shutting it down, I see him on his screen. It says incognito mode. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, incognito mode?" And I snatched it from him. I'm like, "What's this?" He's
right.
like, incognito mode. It gives you a better internet connection." I'm like, "No, the fuck it don't, bitch. I watch porn on incognito mode. I know what the fuck it is, you stupid asshole. Like, you gonna lie. That's the shit that gets me. Like, yo, you're gonna lie right to my face. Like, I won't admit to you I fucking watch porn in incognito mode with my wife in the other room.
Right,
Like,
right.
don't talk to me like that. Like, that's
Well,
the
see,
disrespect of me.
the thing about it is he doesn't have the luxury that a lot of these kids have, because most parents are not as technologically savvy as these kids are, because they just know more, because this is normal to them. Remember, coming from our generation, unless you stayed up with the times, you're basically behind. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, they know way more than we do, but I'm not
Exactly.
stupid either. Like, I know how to fucking read, B.
But I
Like,
mean, like the average parent would see that and think nothing of it, and then he probably could have gotten away with that, you know?
Yeah, but dude, this is I on every device so far, I've caught him doing something I tell him not to do.
Okay.
Every fucking time.
But you know what
What
it
am I
is? You know what it is also is everything that you did and that I did. Well, let me not speak for you. Everything that I did at that age ended up in with violence. And my mother watches this. You know that. She's been watching these episodes. So I'm speaking directly to her. Everything that I did back then led to violence. You know,
right?
so it's just the fact that there's little to no violence with these kids anymore. You know what I mean? You can't go upside their head the way they did to us, because they can easily go to school and say, "Oh, my dad did this," and,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
no, they can't. Not
then
here, they can't.
well, then you have a whole nother set of circumstances going on with that.
Yeah, nah, I mean, see, I haven't see, this is the thing, I haven't had to do that, and I wouldn't be able to. You see my son, he's fucking he weighs 60 pounds, and
Right,
I'm 200 pounds heavier than him at times during the
right,
week, and, so this is and then but then I talk to his teachers and shit, and he's got them fooled. They're like, "He's such a sweet little boy.
right,
He's so sweet." And it's like, I look like this fucking monster for
right,
reprimanding this sweet little boy. But what am I, a fucking detective or some shit? I'm the only one that catches on to his shit?
right.
Am I that attentive to my child? Am I doing that much of a good job? And that none of you can see that while you're in the classroom teaching math, he's in the back watching fucking YouTube videos? Am I that smart? No. You're that fucking just complacent. That's what it is. The teachers don't give a fuck
It could be
as much
that.
as I do.
Yeah, it could be that. I
It's
mean,
got
the crazy part about it is though, is my original point is that now there's a lot of parents that are up close and personal with their children because you got to think about it. A lot of people are so busy in the machine. See, right now, this virus has not just infected people; it's infected the machine. This is like, you know, something that totally has changed the way life is. Me and my wife have been effectively in the machine, both of us working and trying to make ends meet and just deal with economics these days. Now people are in one spot and they have this time to be with their families and to actually know what their kids are all about and to reintroduce themselves to their children because there's a lot of parents and children that just they live in the same spot and they just don't know each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this just put a magnifying glass on it for me. I knew all about it. Trust me. I don't let much pass me. It's kind of
Right,
the reason why I'm so quick with shit that I say. Like I'm into the details of everything to a
right,
point where it drives me mad.
right,
And now that this is like we're in this fucking petri dish of life in my house here, it's like
right.
all of the shit that I was on to before,
Right,
I'm just finding out different ways of how he tries to hide shit from me.
right.
And it's like, I guess it comes with the age and shit. 13, it's a rough age, but it's just, dude, it's fuck, man.
Yeah,
It
well, I
makes
mean,
me think like,
he's coming into his
yeah,
own.
like yeah, but is that the own we want him to come into? Just lying and deceiving
No.
the only person that takes care of you and
Well,
his wife?
you got to the thing about it, the other thing about it is as well is that, um, and this is just to whomever children are watching. If there's someone that would happen to try to show this to one of their teenagers, what teenagers need to understand from 13 to whatever age they are, just because something is new to you doesn't mean that it's new to me. So what happens is that they constantly forget that, listen, I was once your age and had parents too. I was once your age and tried to get over as well. So the things that you're trying to do, I already see them coming. That's the same way our parents felt about us. Like, dude, the things that you think you're smart about, I already did that. Been there, done that. And that's the things that they don't. especially boys. Boys are like very hard headed when it comes to that. You know?
Yeah, and I don't like it. You know what it is? It's like I don't like being disrespected by other men at all. Even though I know he's not quite a man yet, but he's my son, and I feel like I do a lot for him, and it's just like I
Well,
don't know.
and especially because of the fact that it's like, dude, you're basically like I tell my daughter all the time, like, you're just a bill. You know that, right? Like basically that's what you are. You're just a bill. Like it's like at least when I pay my car insurance, I know what I'm getting. When I pay my car
Right?
note, I know what I'm getting. I was like, when I pay my mortgage, I know what I'm getting. But when I pay for you, it's like, what
It's a
am I
mystery.
getting? Yeah, what am I really getting for this money that I'm putting out, you know?
100%, bro.
At least and it's a funny thing too. When you feed honey or you feed the fish or whoever you feed when it comes to pets, that's for your enjoyment and your entertainment, right?
I mean, I don't even know anymore with honey. I was just looking at it before upstairs, and I was telling Danielle, if this shit gets much worse, this last 5 years of feeding this fat bitch is gonna go to fucking good use. She was laying on the floor. I was looking at her. I was like, damn, look at all that muscle. Like, fucking put you on the grill, bitch.
Wait, you'll be looking at her like the old cartoons when like she turns into a hamburger or a hot dog or something.
Oh man, it'd be ground honey meat with all the vegetables I'm growing in my garden that I just put together.
Oh
Ah,
man.
it's gonna be great. I could taste it now. Honey probably tastes like shit. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm over
Uh,
here talking about how my dog's gonna taste
yeah, yeah. Hey,
during the zombie apocalypse.
I was just talking to someone. You know, there's not a Chinese food restaurant open in the Bronx, man.
Bro, there ain't none open over here either.
Oh man, the Chinese have packed up and they've left.
I mean, the ignorance that must be occurring in those establishments that, when they were open.
Right,
Cause you heard the way motherfuckers would talk to them before.
right.
Like, now it'd be like on some whole nother other shit.
Yeah,
So, I can see why.
it's ridiculous. Like if you have a hankering for egg rolls or fried rice, you better go on YouTube and try to learn how to make them yourself because there's no Chinese foods open anywhere, man.
Shit. Now somebody's gonna post a link under here like, "Yo, there's one in East Meadow. It's open right now." Alright,
Well,
yo, we're at an hour and 2 minutes, and you know how I don't like to push it 'cause,
all
your
right.
battery's probably dead. Mine is on 1 bar.
Yeah, mine is on one bar too. So what are we gonna what are we delving into this week?
I mean, what for the homework assignment that I won't do?
Yes,
Uh, I would watch for you, I would finish watching, The Unforgiven. What is it called again? The, uh,
The
the
Outsider.
HBO joint, The Outsider, The Unforgiven. I'm fucking shot. The Outsider, and I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I'll give you a full review on the Pearl Jam album.
Well, I've started Ozark. Have you ever watched Ozark?
No, I have not, but I've been looking at people talk about it on the fake
Yo, yo,
Facebook, whatever it's
check
called.
check it out, man. Go
Alright,
watch go watch Ozark. I'm only a couple of episodes in, so I'm just starting. So just go watch it.
oh, dude,
It's on Netflix.
this is what I wanted to tell you.
Yes,
Fucking Dave on Hulu is hilarious.
Hulu.
Dave
Okay,
Hulu, there's a show called Dave.
okay,
It's like with the rapper Little Dicky. You know
okay.
who Little Dicky is?
Yeah,
It's like him as like Seinfeld. Like it's the same premise as Seinfeld, basically,
okay.
but Little Dicky. It's fucking hilarious. I watched it, and it comes on. A new episode comes on every Thursday, but there's like 4 or 5 of them on there right now, so you can binge that shit.
All
It's
right,
an easy watch. It's fucking hilarious. But
all right, guys. We'll check up with you guys in a couple of days because we got the time.
we might be having either Demix or Jerry Robinson on another episode. That's the other thing I want to talk about. I want to get as many fucking guests as we can get and just throw them in the mix. Just people that have got something going on that they could add to the equation, not take away. So, we'll see who else we could have up on this motherfucker soon.
All right.
All
So
right.
we'll check you guys later. Peace.
Peace out.